This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a former Invercargill police officer receives a life imprisonment sentence with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. Dunedin's iconic ID fashion show announces a new name and a new venue for 2018. And we attend the long-awaited new Kaurarau Bridge opening in Queenstown. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Former Invercargill police officer Benjamin McLean was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years in the Invercargill High Court this morning. McLean pleaded guilty on Friday to the murder of his estranged wife and the attempted murder of her partner.
McLean was sentenced in the Invercargill High Court today to life in prison with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. He pleaded guilty last week to murdering his estranged wife, Verity McLean, and attempting to murder the man she had moved in with, Gary Duggan. A victim impact statement read by Duggan's support person, Michael Laws, told of the physical and emotional damage caused by the attack, leaving Duggan serving his own life sentence. In McLean's own tearful statement, he said he would forever regret the suffering his actions had caused his children and that Verity was the love of his life, who broke his heart and soul. Following the sentencing, Verity's father, Bob Barber, read a statement outside of court, calling McLean's crimes cowardly, callous and brutal.
Justice has been served. Ben has now got 17 years to think about what he has done. He said he had lost the love of his life in court. He didn't lose her, he executed her. His only regret has been getting caught and not finishing out what he set out to do.
Laws, speaking for Duggan, described Verity, or Bert as he called her, as a loving, kind and compassionate woman.
Ben McLean decided that his hate, his anger and his perverted sense of wrong was more important than everyone else, including his police oath, his community, his family, and most importantly his children.
The McLean and Barber families have requested privacy, but thanked those who have offered support during their tragic time. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
Dunedin campaigner Corinda Taylor says details of the government's promised mental health inquiry will be out within days. Taylor and a group of campaigners met Health Minister David Clark in Wellington last week. While disappointed Dr Clark opted for a ministerial inquiry rather than a commission of inquiry, she still hoped it would lead to change. The terms of reference for the inquiry are expected to be released in the near future. Corinda Taylor founded the Life Matters Suicide Prevention Trust after her son Ross committed suicide in 2013. The announcement that Dunedin's ID fashion show is to move from the railway station to the town hall has sent shockwaves throughout the fashion community. But new show chairwoman Margot Barton says the event will be better than ever when it is next held in May 2018.
Organisers of Dunedin's ID Fashion Week were busy today planning for the week's biggest change since its inception in 2000. The most obvious, moving the catwalk shows from the Dunedin railway station to the town hall. New Fashion Week chairwoman Margot Barton today also spelled out to The South Today some other changes.
The idea of sitting through an awards ceremony is maybe a little bit off-putting, so while we haven't firmed it up yet, it's likely to be the ID International Emerging Designers Show. There will be some other designer shows that will be situated around the emerging show. Now we haven't put that call out yet to the local Dunedin designers yet, and we will do so after Christmas, after the New Year's.
Two emerging designer shows will be staged, one a runway show with no awards, the other ending with gala awards. Catwalk shows featuring local Dunedin designers will also be in the mix.
Our aim is to have a really, really fast show. We think a fast show is a good show. And it's going to be so surprising and fantastic, and you should see the entries that we've got from all around the world.
The event has been losing money since 2016. This year it lost $25,000, not being helped by clashing with an Adele concert. Barton would not be drawn on whether another clash with a big event might spell the end of Fashion Week.
I think that the element of surprise and the incredible fashion designs that the public will get to see here, that they'll prioritise this.
He says the famous railway station runway, the longest in the Southern Hemisphere, may be back for the show's 20th anniversary.
We haven't got plans for 2019, which is our 20th and 15th anniversaries, and we're yet to decide where that will be, but the railway station isn't ruled out for 2019.
Barton says the show is held in high regard and has instant recognition around the world. Therefore, the brand won't change too much. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
9 people were injured in a 2-vehicle collision near the North Otago township of Mahino yesterday. A northbound people mover with 6 occupants collided with a small southbound car containing 3 people at the intersection of State Highway 1 and the Mahino-Kakanui Road near the Kakanui River Bridge about 6 p.m. Sergeant Blair Corlett of Oamaru says 2 people travelling in a Mitsubishi people mover had to be cut free by firefighters using the jaws of life. All were taken to Dunedin Hospital in the 3 rescue helicopters and 3 ambulances sent to the scene. The long-awaited new bridge across the Kaurarau River in Queenstown was officially opened on Sunday. The South Today attended the opening ceremony.
While the new Kaurarau Bridge is equipped with a pedestrian walkway, a crowd of around 3,000 people enjoyed a walk down the middle of the bridge's roadway on Sunday. The new $22 million bridge is on State Highway 6 at Frankton, providing access to the remarkable ski field, Kelvin Heights, Jacks Point, and also Hanley's Farm, where another 1,700 homes are planned to be built. Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt said the new bridge had already been in the planning ever since he arrived nearly 36 years ago, and it was a positive solution to the traffic congestion that occurs every summer.
So to our friends and partners at the New Zealand Transport Agency and the construction team, you've done a sterling job to open this 2-lane option in time for Christmas 2017-18. To those of you who commute across the bridge daily, you've had your last summer holiday period with the colossal congestion caused by our dear old Kawara Bridge.
Mayor Bolt chose to drive along the bridge in a Model T Ford that was built the same year as the original bridge. The new bridge isn't quite finished yet and will only be open to southbound traffic, with the old bridge carrying northbound traffic until early January. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, police name the man whose body was recovered from Lake Wanaka, and a car cruise raises a record amount for the Otago Community Hospice.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys, really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
They're part of the family, and like us, their health begins with what they eat too. So give them Radical Dog, made in New Zealand from all natural ingredients and real tart cherries, so it's high in antioxidants. It's a 3-in-1 superfood, giving them energy, flexibility and a healthy coat. With no fillers or nasty preservatives, they love them. It's the treat that can work wonders on every dog, no matter what their breed, age or health. Radical Dog, the new generation in dog food.
At the Otago SPCA, our role is to make sure that all animals in Dunedin and the Otago region are being looked after properly. Otago SPCA offer a haven for animals in need and adoption opportunities for the community. We appreciate your interest and support. For help and advice, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have any concerns, give us a call.
The University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas, and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, care and support makes all the difference, and Gillian's know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillian's will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillian's, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
What if? That's the question being asked about the future for the Dunedin waterfront. Discover more for yourself by visiting a new display on now at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. There's information on offer and models that portray the vision. Plus, there are opportunities to share your feedback on the ideas presented. The Dunedin Harbour Vision. What if? See the ideas and designs suggested for the Dunedin Harbour at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum.
Calling all Otago superheroes, the 2018 Relay for Life needs your team. On March 17 and 18, the relay teams will join together to create one of the most inspiring events, helping not only to raise funds but also to remember those who have fallen to cancer or are struggling with it. To register your team, simply go to the website and sign on, then start fundraising. It's about celebrating, remembering and fighting back. Be a superhero and register now at relayforlife.org.nz.
Welcome back. Police have named the man whose body was recovered from Lake Wanaka. He was 26-year-old David Barry Fisher of Tauranga. Police were advised that Mr Fisher had gone missing just off Stevenson's Island at midday on Friday while trying to retrieve a drifting boat. Police said another person swam out to help Mr Fisher at the time but was not able to locate him. The Police National Dive Squad arrived in the area on Saturday and found Mr Fisher's body at 3:30 p.m, not far from where he went missing. Police said today their thoughts were with the family. The death has been referred to the coroner. A recent car cruise has netted a record amount for the Otago Community Hospice. The Otago Community Hospice Charity Cruise and Car Show was held at Tahuna Park and raised a record amount of money which was donated today.
Showing her the money. Otago Community Hospice Charity Cruise and Car Show organiser Ken Schumacher is very pleased to be able to hand over a record amount of money to the hospice.
$5,001. So it was nice to get over 5,000 after 8 years, so biggest year ever. Best weather, largest amount of cars, and most people, I suppose, for the day. So it was a fantastic result.
Otago Community Hospice Chief Executive Officer Jenny Green says they need to raise more than $2 million annually, and the organisation appreciates all donations.
We're extremely grateful to Ken and all the team that helped out with the charity car cruise. They've raised an astonishing $5,000 this year, and I think it's a bit of a record, and they've been doing it for a number of years for us, so we're really, really grateful. We have to raise $2.4 million every year, which is a huge ask from our community, and people like Ken and the people that supported Ken and do these events for us, we're really grateful to them.
Compared with their huge need for funds to help people suffering a range of diseases, it might seem like $5,000 isn't that much. However, Green says that's not the case.
Every bit counts. Every bit counts. We have quite a significant contract with our district health board, but it only covers about 57% of our total operating costs. So we care for about 210 patients at any given time, and it costs us in excess of $6 million a year to do that. So the growth has been pretty huge, and 81% of our total costs are absolutely patient direct.
Schumacher says he wasn't the reason their event donates to the Otago Community Hospice, but it's still a deeply worthy cause he's happy to support.
It wasn't my idea, it was a friend of mine. He lost his mum here some time ago, so the idea was to do something for the hospice. So it's just grown and grown from then. So he wanted to put something back to them, so the idea of a car show and a cruise stemmed way back in 2009.
Ken Schumacher says this year's event was the last time it could be held at Tahuna Park, due to changes within the Dunedin City Council. But he says his team are looking forward to the 2018 event and will be in a position to let the public know where it will be in the not too distant future. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Now to a story about a good sort. Kirsten McLean-Knopp is a former volunteer with the Salvation Army and has also been helping refugees integrate into New Zealand society. She's been using any spare time she can find to teach the Syrian families in her neighbourhood English.
Kirsten McLean-Knopp has a house full of children, 5 of her own, and the former Syrian refugees she's devoting her spare time to help out. It's open house at her place. On weekday afternoons, the families pop around for a chat, a coffee, and to play with her kids. Kirsten says teaching English as a second language, facilitating a smooth transition to communicating at work and school, is rewarding.
I've lived overseas myself, and I know what it's like when you don't know the culture and the language. So I thought it'd be a nice, good thing to do, and I also thought it'd be nice for my kids to have that cultural experience and get to know them as friends.
These families originally fled Syria and then Lebanon, leaving everything behind them before resettling in New Zealand.
Like the extended family, they're worrying about some of them who are still in Syria, or even the ones in Lebanon who are kind of in limbo and they don't know where they're going to end up.
In Syria, every time bomb, and every day is scary. I miss my grandmother and my auntie and my house in Syria. Here, life quiet and very nice.
Dunedin, it's very, very nice. It's very happy, and English very easy.
Are you making lots of friends? Lots of new
friends?
friends?
Yeah, it's many friends.
14-year-old Mariam and 13-year-old Aisha are at Carisbrook and Queen's High School and are fitting into the New Zealand lifestyle. They say Kirsten is like family.
My auntie Christine, and he is very good.
Christine's sister and Rahal, sister and Raed, sister and Hanoud, auntie in Jordan.
This extended family loves spending time together and are excited about their first Christmas here in New Zealand. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, police are on the search for a person who drove off after crashing their vehicle into a Dunedin bus shelter, and we have tomorrow's weather for you.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these teas. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
What if? That's the question being asked about the future for the Dunedin waterfront. Discover more for yourself by visiting a new display on now at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. There's information on offer and models that portray the vision. Plus, there are opportunities to share your feedback on the ideas presented. The Dunedin Harbour Vision. What if? See the ideas and designs suggested for the Dunedin Harbour at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum.
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
Thanks for staying with us. Police are looking for a person who drove off after their vehicle crashed into an Albany Street bus shelter in Dunedin. A police spokeswoman says the driver fled the scene after the incident about 9:15 a.m. today. Officers located the vehicle on Heriot Road by following a trailer of fuel from the bus stop, but have yet to find the driver. The month of September featured the annual winter sports in Queenstown, as well as plans to build a safer roundabout near Invercargill and people volunteering their time for all manner of worthy causes.
Daffodils were blooming at the site of the old Weatherstones Brewery, just off the main road by Lawrence. With bulbs first planted in 1895, the site now includes a rhododendron forest, a scenic waterfall and hundreds of golden flowers in open paddocks. In Dunedin's Knox Church, Wellington-based organist Tom Chatterton was busy preparing to battle against some 125 voices from the City Choir, as well as choirs from Columba College and St Hilda's Collegiate School. Dunedin-based conductor David Birchall was on hand to make sure it was an even contest.
Solidity. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Well, I shall adjudicate during the rehearsals, and if the organ's too loud, he can turn it down. So we'll seek a balance. It's a partnership. The way the music's written is very much choir with organ or organ with choir in some places, and so it's a question of getting the right balance sorted out.
High winds caused all manner of havoc to caravans and roofs at Hyde, with a large number of trees toppled at the nearby golf course. Following a disturbing number of crashes, a large-scale roundabout has been planned for the intersection of State Highway 1 and Ellis Road in South Invercargill. NZTA project manager Jason Forbes said the road possessed an out-of-context curve that was deceptive to motorists.
I think you can go round it faster than you can, and then also the visibility when coming out of Ellis Road isn't very good, so you can't see what's coming along the highway.
Timaru volunteers were hard at work repainting Caroline Bay's merry-go-round ponies in time for summer, although Alan Martin was a little daunted by the workload.
It's been a big task. The first horse we only got 30 hours of clearing paint off, and we're still a wee bit on it, but we've got the main sort of colours that are showing through off, and it's a big job. There's no easy way that we've found so far to do it.
Queenstown's annual Winter Games proved to be a success, with both Carlos Garcia Knight and Otago's Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott winning bronze in snowboarding.
Getting those back-to-back 1260s was new for me, so that's definitely a big one.
Following the departure of disgraced politician Todd Barclay, 32-year-old Hamish Walker became the new MP for the Clutha Southland electorate.
It's been a 24/7 job for the last 5 weeks, so it's great to get the result tonight.
And in Dunedin, Bunnings staff supplied plants and labour to beautify a South Dunedin walkway. Catherine Hosted, a coordinator from the local council, said that she was impressed by the effort the volunteers had put in.
We had incredible help from Task Force Green. Those guys are an amazing group of volunteers from the council. We were going to have about 5 to 10 and we ended up having 18 keen beans come out here and blast through and dig all the holes in this really difficult ground here. So without them we would have probably been here for a lot later on today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Former Invercargill police officer Benjamin McLean was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years in the Invercargill High Court. The announcement that Dunedin's ID fashion show is to move from the railway station to the town hall has sent shockwaves through the fashion community. And the long-awaited new $22 million bridge across the Kaurora River in Queenstown was officially opened on Sunday. And now it's time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Paul Gorman. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Well, last night's rain, which some of us enjoyed, but the farmers have been saying it's nowhere near enough to help them. So hoping some more showers this week could well help their fields and that. It also cost Otago Cricket $15,000 to abandon the match, the Volts versus the Firebirds. Which was a big disappointment because it was going to be televised as well. So that was a real shame.
That's almost a be careful what you wish for scenario.
I know, it is, isn't it? All that wonderful weather and then the game. Got an interesting story. It's still developing. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go, but apparently people have been sending asbestos to Dunedin Hospital, and the hospital is now asking people to stop. So I don't know a lot more than that, but that's quite intriguing.
Maybe they've got it confused with public health, so they might need to send it to Public Health South or somewhere like that.
We'll see where that one goes. And also the teddy bears are taking over Toitu this evening. So kids have been dropping off their teddy bears and they will be photographed around the museum at different stages in the night, and then they can see tomorrow what they've been doing all night.
What a fantastic idea.
That'll be a lot of fun, yeah.
Definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Collagen Plus.
Looking at the situation, expect a changeable week ahead with cold fronts piling in from the southern Tasman Sea. There's likely to be periods of mild north-westerly wind, then cold gusty south-westerlies. To the southern outlook, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, you can all have strong southwesterlies, showers clearing, and 14 degrees is the temperature of the day for all of you. Heading across to central, gusty southwesterlies are the order of the day for all in this region. Alexandra, you reach 17, Queenstown 1 degree higher at 18, Te Anau only makes it to 14 degrees, and Wanaka is the pick of the bunch at 19 degrees. To the northern outlook, strong to gusty winds from the southwest, the flavour of the day. Oamaru makes it to 19 degrees, Amarama, Timaru and Twizel all make it to 20 degrees. Here in Dunedin tonight, mostly cloudy with southwesterlies dying out with an overnight low of 12 degrees. Tomorrow mild, fresh northerlies and high cloud at first, but a gusty cool southwest change. Mid to late morning will bring a brief period of showers, becoming fine during the afternoon, but strong gusty southwesterlies continuing. Near gales on the peninsula and a high of 16 degrees, and on Wednesday gusty southwesterlies die out and northeasterlies developing later on. And in Invercargill, cloud increasing tonight with an overnight low of 10 degrees. Tomorrow expect a period of rain tomorrow in the morning with fresh to strong cold southwesterly winds developing, then showers during the afternoon. And on Wednesday, those in the beautiful south can expect a high of 14 degrees. And that's our news for this Monday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.